Okay. Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right, and here we are. Merry Christmas to everyone from
Merry
Broker
Christmas.
Than You.
Happy Festivus.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Wow.
That was yesterday.
Wow. I got a lot of grievances with you people. You're going to hear them all.
Exactly. I got my poll and everything.
I'm the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. With me, as always, entrepreneur extraordinaire, owner of FreshFold Laundry Co. in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, high-end laundry service, Mr. Nedvonne Young. Nedvonne?
Hey, thanks for having me again. Good to be back.
Great to see you repping the Connecticut. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. You gotta get a little bit. It's an old school.
I love it. It is old
90s.
school. It is old school.
Yeah.
And Mr. James Whitfield, Luther James Insurance, who set a record in probably his sixth show.
Wow.
He had over 40,000 viewers on the show.
Thank you, everybody.
40,000 viewers. I kept sending him a link so he could see his viewership, and it just blew up. It just blew up.
Wow.
Everything that you were presenting was on point, and like I said, so many people just were clueless about what life insurance is, what it can do for you, the benefits of it, and especially being tax free.
Especially, yeah, it's not just something where you pay for a policy and your family's taken care of. God forbid.
That's what people think it is. Yeah,
it's more than that. There are policies just for that alone, but there's more to it.
That's the final. I've learned from you and Rob the final expense insurance, but the other policies, there's so much you can do with it, and people really don't know. And
banks do this.
Yeah.
Banks do this. Banks buy insurance policies, just like the ones I was describing. Yes, they put money into it, and then they borrow what they put in. They borrow that out, and then redistribute it as loans and everything else. Make money on that money and put it back into the policy.
So I am going to start because I have to ask you a personal question about myself. I am not the best driver.
Okay.
In 2023, I had several accidents. I think I had 3. One of them, I hit a tractor trailer, totaled my car.
Wow.
And everyone thought I was dead. Yeah, the EMTs took 45 minutes to get there because I didn't think anyone survived.
Wow.
So I have struggled with getting car insurance.
Okay.
The insurers that I found that would cover me, it would end up being like $5,000 a year.
Yeah, because New York is expensive anyway.
Okay. I was just curious. Is there it's been 2 years now. It's going to be going on 3. Is there any possibility that I could get something lower?
It's possible. I think in New York for auto insurance, like for stuff to come off your record, I think it's anywhere between 3 and 5 years. It's not going to happen in 2. It's like 3 and 5 years. Okay.
So it would be 3 years before it would actually come off my record.
Correct.
Okay. So
Josiah. Term is the worst insurance you can buy, bro.
He said whole life is trash. Wow.
Yeah. You got the wrong policies. You got to come see me. I'll school you a little bit.
So that's crazy. You said that. One of the questions we had after last week, Nedvonne, it's something I am not familiar with, so that's why I'm going to ask you. People were asking about payroll specifically, because I guess there's different companies. I Chris Hill, a friend of mine, I know works for Paychex. What are good companies to use for payroll, for paying your employees? Because that seems to be an issue that some people are having.
There's a few out there. I've used in the past. Some people just kind of don't use it, just kind of pay them. They just kind of put stuff on a spreadsheet.
Right.
That's like, when you start
like Quicken, like something like that.
I mean, people just kind of use their what is it? QuickBooks, and then QuickBooks. So QuickBooks, but then there's another one. I've used them. It's I think it's Gusto.
Okay.
Gusto is a good one. Let me just look up real quick. I think it's Gusto. Yeah, Gusto. So Gusto does like payroll. They do a bunch of stuff, HR. And then once you pull up Gusto, they have other ones. Like you'll have Go Paycheck, Rippling. It's a bunch of other ones that be sponsored. But Gusto is something I've used. It was very kind of cost effective. And what's cool about Gusto, if I recall correctly, is that they have like an HR component. Like you can have it where they do like you can send a link and have the individual register, like they can put their information in. So it's not like directly to you. You have records of everything, but it'll send them like for like a W4. They got to, for them to fill out the W4 form and any other things you can have set up with them. And even if you were offering benefits, they'll do all that can be done through Gusto. And Gusto usually has like a kind of a la carte per client, per employee type thing. So back when I used it back in the day, it was inexpensive. It was like somewhere between $6 and $8 a employee. But it might be 12 to 15 now. When inflation might be $15, right? Which is not that bad.
Okay. James, I mean, do you have experience with this? Is there a certain service that you may use or recommend as far as?
I don't do payroll. It's just
Yeah,
me.
that's what I figured.
And when I recruit other agents, when other agents work for me, they get paid right from the carrier.
Right, exactly. And like you were talking about, you would, because we had some people who asked questions before. You would take people on commission basis and kind of train them yourself.
Correct.
That is something you would love to do.
Yep.
Yeah. And you do a lot of work in New York.
Yep.
But you're also in Connecticut. You were getting licensed in Connecticut. And then you were working on getting the license down in Atlanta in Georgia,
yep.
Correct?
Doing Georgia as we speak.
Okay, good. So Fresh, what would you say about, you're in an exclusive market, I would say. And I really think that you already are innovative. How would you say that you could continue to stay innovative or improve your business going into your second year? Because they say, with football, you improve the most from your first game to your second game. They say in business that from your first year to your second year is where you can see significant growth.
Yeah, I will say technology, right? So AI is going to be big. I'm actually going through some stuff to become more familiar and have more tools with AI right now.
So I gotta have you call Dave. Call Dave. Dave is the AI master. I think AI is going to take over the world. I'm scared of it.
So that's the thing. I mean, AI is so many ways that you can utilize it and to automate things, to get kind of answers done. Or most people know the answer in part of the like Chat GPT, but the automation and the things that AI can create is just amazing. From like templates to like now you could do websites in probably like under 2 minutes.
I was trying to tell Dave that.
Yeah.
Because he was spending a fortune. He was using AI to create the website, and it started to get expensive with it. And I said, you can simplify it. You don't need to put as much into it. I know he's trying to put the shows and a message board and different things into it. But I said, if it's costing thousands of dollars, I said, it should not be that much. It should be cheaper, right? I mean, you can build a good website for $500, can't you?
No. Yeah. I mean, with AI, yes. With AI, yes. Okay. So now what happens is we've been conditioned.
I know if you hire people, it's different.
We've been conditioned, like you hire somebody, you go, you do this, and this person take care of it. I mean, I can tell you right now, like you literally, yes. The short answer is yes, 100%. The reason why is because you can do this is the long route I'm about to give you. The long route now is hire a VA from India or
we always get those,
and you can pay them. You could pay them just for doing the website. You can have them post the site and everything. You can pay them probably less than $100, right about $100 a month for them to, for one, they will create it.
But you don't want them to host it, I thought, because then you don't own it.
No,
right? Not necessarily host it, but I mean, like, I guess manage it. Not they build it out, but then you can kind of like, you have control of everything, but they can just like
you own the domain.
You own the domain, you own all of that stuff. You will do that regardless. But then you could give them access. Like one of my VAs I had when I had my old website, they had access because we use WordPress, and they can go in and they can make all the adjustments on WordPress. but they couldn't shut it down. Like I was the main. They were just an admin.
Right.
And you can limit.
You were the owner.
Or you can give them as much responsibility or as little. And you can have them to where, like, when there's bugs, they can fix the bugs. They can update. They can run promotions. They can do all of that stuff. You can pay somebody to do that. And yeah, you can get that done for less than $500. That's the long way. Nowadays, you can have, say, you can subscribe to the pro level of say of a Chat GPT or Perplexity.
$22 a month.
Right. So you could do that. And then in addition, you go ahead and you pay for Midjourney, you pay for some of these other places. Like some people could use Canva or whatever, but you pay a little bit for some of the more higher end parts of those services. And you get 2 or 3 and you off to the races to where it could build it out for you like relatively quickly. You also can do AI can clone. You can pull up another person's website that you like and want to model it
and clone it.
And clone it. Yes, you clone it.
Oh my God.
So, and you can clone that site and have it made into your own. And all you would do is, what you have to do is you would create a brand guide, right? You got to create a brand guide,
right?
For your brand, like, you know, just from your coloring to your logos, your just different, you know, quotes, sayings. You put all of these things together, like what you guys stand for, and you put your brand guide in, slap that thing in there. Even Canva does that. You can put your brand guide in on Canva, and Canva can do that for you. You talking about Canva? That's $15 a month, right? So AI is yes. So again, you could do that for probably less than $100, $200. Right. You get a high quality, nice website. It's just the monitoring of it is something that you know, kind of, not necessarily saying hosting of it, but because when I think of hosting, we know like you got your GoDaddy and stuff. I'm talking about like the back office maintaining of things, bugs and things that got to get fixed. And when you want to upgrade and update things, you probably want to have somebody to do that. You can hire someone on a per instance basis, like, hey, or you could retain someone. I think you could retain someone from the Philippines and India probably for like $100 to $200 a month.
Yeah.
And that's kind of on the high. Like you could probably do it for less. And they'll do a solid job. Like, you know, that's just what you could do. You don't have to be, if he's been spending thousands of dollars a month, he has already in the budget to take it up a notch with AI.
Yeah, he's just getting frustrated because he's trying to build out the end of it, and it's not doing what it wants him to do, what he wants it to do. So that's why he's been getting frustrated. So that's why I was curious.
I don't mean to cut you off. Probably a part of it is because what we tend to do is we try to be perfectionists.
Yeah, he does.
And as being a perfectionist, he needs to just go. I would literally tell him, pick 3. A lot of times you just look at what you would call quote unquote competitors and pick 3 sites or competitors, if you will, or sites that you admire. You think, I would love for mine to look like this. It doesn't necessarily have to be in your industry, but it could be like, all right, this is something that I would love our site to look like this, flow like this, just the way you click and flow. And then you literally could reach out to the person. You reach out and be like, hey, who do you guys use? If they had somebody, you can say, oh, you know, find out who they use or what service or system they use. And then worst case scenario, right, you could use them. Best case scenario, you can clone it and have somebody else run it and probably be doing it for, you know, a fraction of the budget that he's been putting towards it. And the thing is, you want to be as hands off as you can. I would want to have control. Like anything else, you want to control, but you don't, you know, you want to control everything, but you don't want to be the person that has to be relied upon for it to function. Because if something goes down or happens to you, then you're in a tight spot.
Hey, do you want to come on a podcast?
I would say that
right now. Yeah, we're doing Broker Than You. You want to come on for a little while?
I had somebody build mine.
Okay. I'll text you the link.
I went to Fiverr.
Right.
Yeah. Fiverr.
We're getting a treat. Razul's going to come on.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zulu in a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I did
excited.
fiber with mine, and then I built a relationship with the guy building the site and talked to him off the site and got a better deal for him and me, and because their money gets discounted from being on the website, and he maintains my stuff.
So James, there was a question for you. Just give me 1 second so I can text this to Razul. You are in a very competitive industry.
Yep.
And there's a lot of agents out there. There's agents that work for companies. You obviously are independent. Oh, here he is. Hey, Razul, good to see you.
Mr. Wallace.
What's going on, gentlemen? How you guys doing?
Hello.
It's good.
So, James, let me ask you this a question. How would you say you differentiate yourself from others in this industry? Because, like I said, your industry, hyper competitive.
Mm-hmm.
You're an independent agent. You work with many different companies. You don't work with one specific company.
No, God, no.
How do you differentiate yourself?
I give a personal touch. I mean, all of my clients are truly my clients. I know every factor about them, especially if I did a policy with them. I give you alternatives. And the thing is, when I give you alternatives, it's not just like to make me better money or what have you. I give you alternatives to make your life easier for yourself, to give you the best option possible. And I give you the pros and cons. I give you any policy you're getting, I'm giving you the pros and cons. It's just like I said before, I don't believe in term life insurance because to me, you're spending something for 20, 30 years and you're not getting anything from it, especially when you're giving up all that money to pay for it. And the fact that when that term is over and you stay with that company, even if you go somewhere else, the next 20, 30 years is more money than the original policy that you opened up with, and you have no cash buildup. And I give the pros and cons. I give whether even if I'm selling them whole life, I'm like, listen, you're buying this because you're trying to save up for your retirement. You're not just using this for the death benefit. Don't look at the death benefit as the end all or be all. You're using this particular policy to make. I'm going to help you make money. I'm going to help you help yourself.
Exactly. So that makes sense. And you did say whole life insurance is the way to go, and it's obviously difficult being your own agent. Razul, so we talked about this on your show, and I would say this was big. The property that is going up in Norwich, would you say that is the biggest risk that you have taken as an agent? Being new to this, you and your group getting this property, going through all the checks and balances that it's going to take to break ground. I mean, it's a big freaking project. Like I thought this was something where you were going to start digging in the spring. You said it's going to take a year, and you're going to spend $1 million before you ever can get this going. Correct? Unmute yourself, dipshit. I'm sorry.
So, Cully, we talked about. I think it's important that, like, I don't like that dipshit and name calling stuff.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I don't find it funny. Like, we love each other, respect each other. I think we should treat each other that way. So it is a big project, and it is probably the biggest risk. I feel good about where we're at, though. There's from the way I see it, there's no reason that it shouldn't happen. You know,
Was it a group decision that you guys came together and made to go through with this, or was it like one person who made the decision? How would you say that you came about to go through with it? Because it's a big project, and I wish I had Laban. Laban wanted to talk with you about it because he was amazed.
So I think as a team, we've been looking to kind of expand beyond just acquisitions and development.
Correct.
So we were kind of looking and searching for opportunities. And then this one came up, and it was 6 acres listed by the city in multi-family zoning, which by right allows for the highest density housing, which means you have the, at least to me, it seemed like it gave you the most options. And the fact that they had a phase 1 done already, phase 1 environmental assessment with some risk, but really what looked like minimal risk to me. There's no reason that it shouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? So yes, there is risk, and there's definitely unknowns and things that I could have, that could have come up that we're, or we were uncertain about. But at this point, I feel like as we move further,
it's full steam ahead.
It confirms, yeah. And there's funding available because, to build, the cost of building today without government funding, it doesn't allow for affordability. Because the cost would just be so much. You have to just charge so much just to break even. Yeah. But the funding and the subsidies kind of
because you're doing affordable housing
to make it affordable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no reason that this project, because it qualifies in every way,
Right.
So
right.
It's really just a matter of taking one step at a time, putting one foot in front of the other, and
But was it a process where there were several group meetings that you had discussions about it? Like, did it go on for a month? How long would you say that it took to finalize? Say, hey, we're going to do this.
Probably like a day or two.
Oh, good. Oh, so you were ready to go. You were like, this is a great deal. We need to take advantage of it. Jump on it now.
Yeah, basically.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And the city owned it, so it would have to go, like when we submitted our offer, it had to go through like a review kind of or approval process.
Right.
Of our offer. And they were asking 50. We just offered 60 because we didn't know who we were competing against. So we figured we'd, throw it out there and see. And between when it went on the market and the next meeting, we only had like a couple days, and we wanted to get it in before that next meeting, because if we didn't, then it would have, whatever offers came in would have gone to the following meeting, which would have been a month later. And I do think that if we waited, we probably would have had to compete against 2 or 3 other offers.
Probably, yes. You found this at the perfect time, and you got a great deal on it. Now, Fresh, you have a new location. You went through something, buying a commercial property, correct?
Wait, say that again. You said about what you said about buying?
You're new. This location you have is new, correct? For FreshFold.
Yeah, the location I have is a new location. Yeah. What was your question in reference to that?
Did you have something similar where you bought or rented the property?
Yeah. So initially, I was renting a property in one location.
Correct.
And then now we basically were renting at a different location. It's a better location now.
Much better.
And the previous location, again, I would say when it comes to just something that so people would know, you want to be very familiar with how, landlord-tenant laws, just how things work and process. Like, try not to go in blind. If you don't know yourself, then partner with someone or have someone that knows things you don't know. Like that is how you should choose partnerships. You should have certain skill sets and things that you bring to the table, and someone else, and you should have partners that bring other things to the table so that you guys can mutually benefit from what's going on. That said, when it comes to real estate, it is important to have somebody on your team that has the knowledge. If you don't have someone on your team that has the knowledge, you need to get the knowledge yourself. That's dealing with the real estate contracts and things like that. Worst case scenario, right? Go ahead, you get in you bring in an attorney on a kind of case by case basis, somebody to review a contract, to review a lease, to review these things, and they'll let you know what's going on. If it's boilerplate, what parts of the boilerplate, what parts to be, what parts you should ask for concessions and adjustments. And to that point, that's what happened with me. I had my attorney review the updated lease, which is a contract, and because commercial, with commercial, those leases, that's not like a year or two lease. It's usually like, you're trying to lock in for like 5-10 years,
Right?
And to go and try to break those contracts, those can be tough as well. Can come with some harsh penalties. So when I was going into the contract, there were some things that I wanted adjusted. I wanted some concessions on some things, and the landlord didn't want to concede. And because he didn't want to concede, I said, deuces, I'm out. So I'm like, I don't need to do it. And it was a blessing, because for one, to exercise that right and that power, not many people feel like they can. Some people, they just think that you just go with the flow. Like, okay, I have an opportunity here. They just people only focus on all of the good things that can happen when it comes to being an entrepreneur and a business owner. They don't realize you have to know of what pitfalls could be there, or what could happen, what could go wrong. You don't have to dwell on it, but you need to be aware. And that if something doesn't go right, this is how this can impact me. Now, I make sure that I do those things. You want to mitigate losses, if you will, right? You want to have some kind of loss mitigation set up. If things go wrong, if things go left, what happens if it all blows up? You want to have these things in place to protect yourself and to put yourself in a position to have the most success possible. So again, it's like anything else.
Yeah.
It's team building. It's about knowledge, team building, and then making sure you have the confidence to make decisions like I did, to be able to walk away. You want to put yourself in a position to be able to walk away.
That was great.
Yeah. If you're not in a position to walk away, then you want to have some kind of recourse. You want to have some kind of recourse when it comes to getting into, whether it be leases or even when you go into the purchase process. Like even when Razul and them done, I'm pretty sure they made sure that they had certain due diligence periods or a certain time for due diligence for them to get certain things done. And if not, I think he mentioned they already did, like, I think, a phase 1 on the property. So that kind of saved them some bread that they, they did as part of an environmental study. They didn't do maybe it didn't need a phase 2, but they did a phase 1. So that saved some. And you just put yourself in a position to where, okay, you weigh these things. Do I need to do all of this stuff? There's certain things you need to do as much as you can, but okay, this is done already. So that's a safer bet. And then you just kind of roll, check the boxes of all of the things you need to do going into it, on how to basically purchase correctly or rent correctly to where you don't lose your shirt. And then you just check the boxes as you go along. As you check these boxes, boom, I hit everything I need to hit, or I got 7 out of 10. You want to be up, right? When it comes to the however many items, let's just call it 10 items. You want to be up at least 7 and get acquiesced on 3, and you'll be.
Yeah. Razul, I apologize. I was disrespectful. I shouldn't have been. And I was wrong. And
thank you, man. I appreciate the comment.
So, James, I apologize. Somebody asked Razul, you work with a group of people, through Scott Lewis Real Estate. How would you say, because I mean, you do have a good group. How would you say you guys handle any tough decisions or conflict within the organization? I mean, I know you all hear each other out, but at the end of the day, someone has to make the final decision. They hear the pros and cons, they hear everyone's thoughts, but someone's going to say yes or no, right?
Yeah, no, I think one of the strengths I think of our group is that we openly communicate like issues and concerns. You know what I
You
mean?
do. Yeah.
And even like sometimes, because a lot of times communication is what you don't say, right? And
Yeah.
and what you don't say can be more detrimental than what you do actually say. And I think that we're really good about, even if it's something that like is not, let's say it's subjective, right? It's not really objective. You're like, you know what? I have a feeling about this thing. Let's talk about that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes feelings like they come from somewhere.
Sure.
And then we kind of unpack that, and we
You have a
and
discussion.
we'll talk about like the nuances. We have a discussion. And then
Right.
because there's three of us, it does make it easier to make decisions because, you know, once
Right.
two of us are on board, then that's pretty much the direction we're going in. You know what I mean?
So is it you, Ja, and Letitia?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So then it's basically majority, two out of one. You know, two people
Yep.
vote yes, one vote no. Got it. James. So, okay, this is interesting. When you're dealing with people, how do you gather feedback, I guess, from your customers, and how does it influence your decisions going forward or working with other clients? Is there a way for you to get feedback? Because I know you always stay in contact with them. When they buy a policy with you,
Yep.
They're with you for 20 years.
Yep, pretty much.
Right. Okay.
Pretty much.
So you're constantly getting feedback from them. That's what I would say, right?
I'll get feedback. I'll get questions asked. You know, sometimes they'll want to do another policy or something like that, but have questions. I always ask my clients questions before I sign them up because I don't want anybody saying that I wrote them up to this policy and it's costing me an arm and a leg and all that stuff. I verify everything before anybody signs on the letter X.
And if somebody were to choose a policy that you think is less advantageous, that isn't going to benefit them as much, will you tell them
Absolutely.
that, hey, you know, I don't know if this is the best for you?
Absolutely.
You do. Okay. Because I know people that don't. So,
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we're all trying to make our living, right? But I'm going to do it with scruples. I'm not just going to do it and say, hey, I'm going to make X amount of dollars off of this. And if you don't see anything, fine. No, I want to make sure that whoever's buying from me or doing business with me, it's for their advantage.
Right. Fresh, this comes from our good old friend Chris D, who loves to watch every podcast I do and harass me. Basically, he would like to know, you're a leader, you own the business. What is, I guess, the most difficult part, the hardest part of being a leader that people either ignore or don't talk about?
First, thanks, Chris D, for being a valued listener.
Don't thank him. Every podcast he harasses me.
Yeah. So,
he fact checks me all the time. He says I don't fact check.
But to answer the question is, the buck stops with you, right? So
it does. Yes,
it's like the buck stops with you. It's and sometimes it's one of the difficult things is to kind of relinquish control over things, if you will, right?
Not micromanage.
Yeah, like you don't want to micromanage, or sometimes it's not even the micromanage part. It's about like letting go of certain things. You may know that or feel that you could do something better, but sometimes because if the thing that you can do better doesn't really move the bottom line that much, right? If somebody can do it okay or pretty good or decent, and it doesn't really move the bottom line, regardless, you want to be doing tasks that can move the bottom line. I want to be doing,
and you do it all. I mean,
what'd you say?
You do it all. Like, you'll do deliveries, you'll do pickups. You don't ask anyone to do things that you won't do.
Yeah. So I'm big on having to have done these things, but at the same time, I understand.
You're the leader.
It's better sometimes, like, hey, to whether you give up some money that I'm going to end up gaining more money later on down the road because I don't have to, or have what's most important is my time. So now it's only one of me. So now I can use my time to do things that are more income producing, and I'm not just, my time is not being spent doing things that are not as beneficial. So I would say that's something that's huge, and I appreciate the question, but
don't tell him that ever.
Yeah, but Steve, if I may, I want to just bring something up that I think is important. Right, we're in this the holiday season, but we also at the end of the year, it's very important that we, I think, address something that listeners need to be aware of at this time of the year, and just really need to kind of focus or refocus on. So this is a great time to start to prepare for the next year. Correct. And to get yourself in a good position to have a successful, or just a big 2026. And in order to do that, like anything else, right? We've all played some kind of sports, or been part of teams or businesses and things like that. It comes with planning. So it's super important that we plan. We want to set aside a plan, right? And then I'm just kind of going over some notes about some of the things I have for planning. So just as business owners, here's some things that we want to do. Business owners, entrepreneurs, these are things that you should do as a business planner and entrepreneur. For one, you should budget, right? So you want to have your budget set up. You want to budget for things that are coming along in the future that you want to do. So you want to set a budget, right? That's kind of where you want to give yourself some limitations and things you need to do. A budget is important. If you haven't already set up some kind of retirement, put something aside for retirement. Start to put some kind of plan in place, right? And you can utilize someone like believe it or not, tools like insurance, with James, with James, and you can self-manage some things. I'm gonna give a jewel. After I'm finished talking, I'll type it up. That can kind of cover some of these things towards the end that I'm going to talk about, that can kind of kill multiple birds with one stone. So you want to be invested in the market in some way. Like if you could, in kind of automate it, right? Because
you're talking about the stock market, right?
Yes, the stock market. So in the stock market, in a way, and there's ways that you could be into where you almost set it and forget it, where you're doing some kind of system, some systematic kind of dollar cost averaging type thing. You want to make sure you're getting that stuff done. All right. And then, so you want to have some dollar cost averaging, that's, I think it's, what is it? ETFs. If I'm not mistaken, you want to have Vanguard has some things, Fidelity has some great products. Those things you could kind of put in there. You could start with, you smaller amounts,
$20-$30 a week.
It's low risk.
Low risk, and you start, and it grows compounding. You really, you
can create yourself like a $8,000 a month income.
Yeah,
doing $35 a week on a Fidelity index.
Yeah, you got to really,
it's kind of like the insurance that I offer. You know what I mean? Because everything you're doing is on an index. So with an index, you reap the benefits of gains. You don't reap the benefits of, the benefits of losing.
For sure.
Every time you gain, every time that market gains, you gain. You gain a point. You gain a couple of points to that market.
Got it. Yep. So that part, right? So then, and also if you have insurance policies and things like that, whether even your retirement accounts, everything, review your beneficiaries. Make sure your beneficiaries are up to date to who's receiving what, right? That's a big time. Make sure thing you do like that.
Or do a trust.
Yep. Yeah. What'd you say?
Or do a trust.
Yes. Or do a trust. And even if you have the trust, you're still going to need to have beneficiaries for that. So
Yep.
you want, if you're creating a new product or your old one, you still need to review the beneficiaries or have an idea of who you want your beneficiaries to be. So that's important.
Okay.
Another part, commit to your education. So commit to your education of learning new things, whether that be in business, just being knowledgeable about things is huge, right? That's being committed to. And I would recommend at this point in age, like we can consume stuff a lot more. We spend so much time consuming things that don't necessarily benefit us. We can move that to beneficial things, like just doing a documentary, looking over some kind of documentary, one documentary a week,
or like a TED Talk, something like that.
Yes, a TED Talk is cool too. Yeah, a documentary, a TED Talk, where you're increasing your knowledge, and then also trying to consume a book a month or so, right? Every 30 to 60 days, you should be able to complete a book. There are some books that are not very long, that are very knowledgeable. Just one comes to mind. The Richest Man in Babylon is a great book. I think The Greatest Salesman in the World is another one. But there's some small books that you could get some, huge knowledge.
A lot of knowledge out of.
A lot of knowledge, in a short amount of time. Where again, that book, you can do 2 pages a day. That book, you'll be done with that in probably 10 days. So I'll commit to my education, right? 1 book a month, a documentary a week, something like that, where you consuming some things. Commit to education. Also, I would commit to plan to invest every month, right? Invest in something every month where your money's going to. Like that, some of these things can overlap where you're putting money in. That could be, where it can overlap when you're investing in, whether you're investing in people who have ideas and you're looking that way, or you could be investing in like dollar cost averaging type stuff. That's another thing. I would commit. You want to, we're taking care of the business stuff. You got to take care of yourself, right? You run the business. So you want to make sure you're working out. You're committing to, you want to commit to working out at least.
Health and wellness.
Yeah. Health and wellness 4 days a week.
Yeah.
I would say between minimum 30 minutes if you can. I'm a big proponent of like kind of micro, I would say at least 15 minutes, right? Just to stay on brand with my, 15 minutes to freedom, things that I've been doing. You give yourself at least, I would do 15 minutes a day, every day. That's how I would do it. But if you give yourself about 30 minutes, 4 days a week, you're solid, right?
Yeah.
You give that would be a good place. So taking care of yourself. So work
makes
out.
a big difference.
Also commit to attending at least 2 events where you travel, you get out of the house, go somewhere for networking and team building purposes, right? Where you're networking, when you're meeting other professionals that are
like
doing
the Chamber of Commerce or something.
Chamber of Commerce, going to some kind of, whether it's a trade show, going somewhere where you can get knowledge and meet people, other like-minded people. Another thing, limit your social media to about an hour, right?
Yes,
Work on that, right?
An hour is a lot.
An hour is a lot.
You really do have to limit yourself.
But you'd be surprised how fast that time goes.
Yeah.
So limit it to an hour max, and I think you'll be, in a good position. So I just kind of laid out a nice little game plan for people to do. I have a service that I've used. A service that I've used called Wealthfront. Wealthfront is a great tool where you can combine a lot of stuff, right? Wealthfront has high yield savings checking accounts, right? Where if you, where it's like close to like almost 5%, I think 4.5 or 4.75 high yield savings accounts and checking accounts, so you can knock that out. They automatically have dollar cost. You can invest with them. They have systemic dollar cost averaging already built in.
They're not a sponsor.
So things I did, and I'm telling you because I did this personally. So what I did as a teacher, my teacher 403Bs, because we didn't have 401Ks, the 403Bs, I rolled those over into like a self-directed IRA with Wealthfront, and Wealthfront, they manage it. They have
Right.
systems where you could do they do dollar cost averaging. They do things where you can adjust in the market where you want to be more heavy on real estate. You want to be heavy on
Yes.
on other parts of other industries within the stock market. It does all that for you. You can just pick. Like it lays out a few plans, so you can kind of pick. So it kills a bunch of birds with one stone, like 3 or 4 birds with one stone.
Diversifies what you're doing.
Yes. So they do all that stuff. And what's cool about Wealthfront, it lays out to like let you know where your net worth is. You can plan to get it. Like it has all of these things. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. And I think I might even have, because I know I haven't done it in a while, but I might even have a referral link where I can send in, and they'll give you they'll manage a certain amount up to your first, like maybe 15 to 20 grand for free. So again, I just went through a bunch of stuff. I'll put just the link for Wealthfront in the probably in the chat, but I would just tell you.
I'll put it for the show. I'll put it.
But yeah. Okay, so I'll shoot it to you, but I would tell you those things. That's a great way to start to get
critical
planning for the next year. You know what I mean? I mean, I just kind of put it in there. You know, I know. You know,
people need to know. People need to know. It's very important.
It's huge that we start to plan and we don't just kind of go into things blindly, so that we, you know, we're you have a greater chance of success. So I just kind of laid out a few different things. I think I hit all my targets. Yep.
So this is for Razul and James. I'll start with Razul. Thanks, Chris. So Razul, you and your group have really focused on giving back to the community in many different ways. You could have done different things that would have obviously made you more profit, but you want to give back. You want to help people. And that is just amazing philanthropy on your part to do that. What trends, because there's a lot of unknowns right now with our government, what trends do you think will shape the real estate industry or your industry or the House of Changes in the next year or two?
That is a good question. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now.
Don't think
a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Huh?
There is. I said don't think. Chris asked the question, so just don't thank him.
Oh yeah. Well, I have a lot of thoughts though around it.
Because it's a tough question. It's a tough question.
It is, but I do have a lot of thoughts around it. Like I think the fact that our national debt where it's at, right?
It's gotten worse.
Historically, every civilization that has ever used fiat currency, when they've gotten to a point like this, they basically inflated away the national debt, right?
What's VI currency?
Fiat currency, that's paper money, basically.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know that. Wait a second. Hold on. I thought our paper money is based on gold. It's not.
No, we're not the gold standard. We've been
up the gold standard since 1971.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been wrong since 1971. Okay, all right, continue.
Right, and so they're gonna inflate it away. So what's gonna happen is, and they talk about how inflation is transitory or they got it contained, but they just manipulate the numbers and make it look reasonable. Yeah. You know, the house that I live in right now, I bought it for $215 in 2020. And right now I could probably sell it for like $385. It's almost like 70-80% in 5 years. And that and the cost isn't slowing down. I feel like it's accelerating, I believe. And it's going to be harder and harder for people to acquire. And so this is why, to me, building became.
Well, no, I mean, Laban always talks about it being a seller's market. So that's why you're saying it's the seller's market, obviously, because of the growth of your house, obviously.
The value.
The value, yeah.
And housing is becoming more significantly I mean, that's the base of stability. You know what I'm saying? Housing is like the base of stability, and it's becoming less and less affordable. That's why, to me, building became a good direction to go in, because then you can kind of have some degree of control over your future inventory and stuff like that. It's so to summarize my answer, I would say that's basically why we wanted to get into building and development from the ground up. We can still acquire, but that's why building became a part of our strategy.
But you did it in a very smart way, the way that you went about it.
I appreciate it, Kelly.
So James,
Yes,
I
sir.
guess the same for you. I mean, because we've talked about the Affordable Care Act. You can't put anyone in it because you have no idea what it's going to be.
I refuse to put anybody in it. I can.
Exactly. Well, I'm sorry. As Rob has said, what you say is everything. You refuse to put anyone in it because you don't know what's going to happen with it.
I hear now that the other party has, there's a couple of people from the other party who's gone to the party of disputing the quote unquote vote. So now they said they have enough votes to pass the tax exempts, but I'll believe it when I see it. When I see it, it's just like I had somebody ask me to write them up for Medicare coming up in January.
Right. You mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can do that more than I can do the ACA. In all honesty.
And you said that you last week on the show, you said you had another plan that was actually better than the ACA.
Yep.
That you would go with. Okay. So just to finish up here, Fresh, what would you say for 2026 would be 5 goals that you have for your business?
5 goals. Very good question. I would say my 5 goals. As basic as sound. I kind of touched on the things with business plan, with the plan.
Yes.
In general, I want to make sure I'm implementing those things into the business. One of the goals is to have less involvement in the day-to-day things with the company.
Right, because your time is valuable.
So have less involvement on the day-to-day, but have more more time put towards income producing things. And to that point, one of the major goals is to land at least 1, if not 2, like major, like big client type deals. Like, for instance, like getting a government contract to where we're doing one of the VAs. We're doing a VA where we're doing, 150,000 pounds a year.
Right.
Something like that. So want to get things like that. Another goal is I have a guy in the industry I'm with, cool guy. We're pretty cool, and he has a lot going on. I would love to, believe it or not, it will help my business by me helping somebody else's business. I really want to help this guy who we started to become friends. We're pretty cool friends now, but I really want to. He's doing so much. Actually, not even in my market, in like the DMV, Maryland area. I would love to be able to help him. And I think by me helping him, I just know it will help my business, but I just want to, be able to help someone else, because it's like the law of reciprocity, right?
Absolutely.
So if I'm helping, I just know it's going to come back. So help someone else grow, and I think in turn it'll help me.
And I think you'll be able to do something with my cousin as well. My cousin thinks he can work with you.
I'm glad you brought that up. I need to follow up with your cousin.
He really loves everything that you're doing, and he thinks you can. He does dry cleaning, So that's why he
Yeah.
believes he can collaborate and do something with you.
Yeah,
For sure.
so, and that's big. So some of the stuff that he's done, like definitely want to do. We know certain things change, but what things with him, like things come back around. So I think it will come back around.
Right.
So I just want to do that. Want to get a major client, want to help someone else, and want to
Distance
I want
yourself.
to I think I mentioned incorporate. I want to incorporate AI as much as possible. So
Yes.
we want to have AI like really. We want to be one of the like leaders for AI in the industry, because I know in my industry it can work in almost every industry, pretty much every industry.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of old guard type people in my industry that are just like, all right, this is how we do it. We've been doing it this way for
the last 40 years.
The last 40 years. And they don't realize like this is how things have changed. And then the last thing where I still can't 100% mention, I want to roll out this I have this model that I'm working on that will be transformational. Like I think it can change the industry.
The industry. Yeah.
So I'm working on something that will change the industry on on how things are done. So,
and would it be something that where you would need investors as well? You would take on investors, or would you do it yourself?
Yes, I would take on investors because I like to, for one, to mitigate risk, and I think it'll allow some people to come in and get into the industry. And I think the more people to come into the industry, people have different skills and knowledge and skill sets that it's bound to bring someone in that looks at something from a different angle, and they can see something that I can't see. I like to cover my blind spot. So if somebody can see something that I can't see, and they can bring even more, more. You
want their expertise, yes,
or just a different angle on how to approach something. Because for me, coming from a real estate perspective and coming from all different backgrounds, I look at this industry different, and I think that's what's going to allow me to have to create this model that's going to kind of turn things on its head, and it's going to really kind of throw people off. Like people are going to go, wait, what?
Blow their mind.
And you're just going to start seeing, it's going to be a slow trick. You're going to start seeing what I'm talking about. It's going to happen. You're going to start seeing what I'm talking about. And I, but I can't, it's still.
No, don't reveal it. I get it. I get it.
But it's coming. It's coming.
Good.
So those would be the things I would say,
And we'll put you in touch with Sean Rabinowitz if you need any investors, because he's got money. Okay. Good. All right. Good. Razul, I got to get Razul.
I think he got out of his car.
Yeah. Once he logs back on. But all right, Razul, if you could unmute yourself, please. Just unmute yourself.
Then you try.
Let me see if I can unmute him. You're fine. Just unmute. You have to unmute yourself. Unmute. On your phone, just click unmute.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
So Razul.
Oh, I missed the question. I missed the question.
That's what I was going to ask you. 5 goals that you have going into 2026 for your business.
It's funny. Five is a lot, because one of the things that I think happens as an entrepreneur is that you regularly start to chase shiny things. So I'm trying to narrow it down to get more clarity and focus as much as possible. I think one of the biggest focuses, we have 2 projects that we're focused on this year.
Yes.
That's the pre-development for the road, the 54-unit supporting affordable housing development. And we're going to be building a 2-family in Hartford. We got a plot from the Hartford Land Bank.
Oh, you did get that. Congratulations.
We did. Thank you. Yep. And then
We got to chat about that.
you know,
We got to chat about that offline.
yeah, I'm always down to have the conversation. And in addition to that, we'll continue to evaluate acquisitions that fit into our buying criteria.
Okay.
So
Just
I would say,
go ahead.
I would say, so the goal is really to just focus on building and building acquisitions and property management. We're trying to streamline our property management.
Yeah.
Those are like really our main focuses.
That's why I got to get you on with Laban. Laban wanted to talk with you about that. And don't give your don't be as nervous about everything. You're doing a great job. You've done a great job this year for 1 year of doing the House of Changes and this project that you got. I think you have accomplished a great deal in 1 year, and you should be proud of that. And I think you can definitely build on it for 2026. And I have a meeting for you or whoever with Gatehouse Recovery Center in New Hampshire to talk with you about getting their clients once they finish their program. I talked to their manager. So if you want to have a conversation with them, if you want to have a group conversation, they want to speak with you after the new year. And like I said, they provide transport and everything.
Yeah, thank you on all that, Kelly. I appreciate it. And I think I'm ready for that conversation whenever they're available. Yeah.
When's a good time to get in touch with you?
Yep.
When is a good time to get with you?
For me?
Yeah.
For me, I'd say I have some time Friday. I'll be driving back from New York.
Okay.
Or Friday or Monday. Friday and on Monday also.
Okay. That's cool. I want to catch you at your son's wrestling match.
Oh, yes. Yes. He has one this Saturday, too.
Yeah,
Last Saturday, he is a beast.
Good.
He's a beast. He's 165 right now. And he gives me hell. I'm like almost 250.
Ooh.
His other son was a state champion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
I think this one has a good shot at getting one too.
What grade's he in?
Just senior.
Oh, he's a senior. Okay. So, James, I would ask you the same thing. You don't have to name 5 goals. If you want to go with 3 goals that you would have for 2026.
For 3 goals for 2026, is getting more consistency, getting more good clients on a consistent basis.
Right.
That's important.
Because you were saying 5 to 10 if you can get that a week, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And okay. I don't want to put my revenue out there yet, but my plan is a seriously good revenue this year.
Yeah. Because was this your 3rd year doing this on your own?
No, this is going on year 4.
Oh, this is okay. So this will be your 4th. Okay.
Yeah, this will be my 4th coming up. Yeah. Really in March makes my 4th year.
Right.
So, I'm my goal under my own pen is to write a certain number
of
which is really a significant. Not talking 5 or 10 grand. This is
no. But you prefer obviously clients who want life insurance. You don't want to be doing.
I don't want to convince you.
Like that.
Like you shouldn't be talking to me to convince you. If you're talking to me, you already know what you want. It's just you don't know what you want. You want to do something, but you don't know what it is.
Right.
So,
right. You want right. But I mean, if someone comes to you and wants to do health insurance, is that something you'll take on if they have the right amount of revenue? Okay.
Well, it's not even the revenue. It's more of, are you going to be consistent with it? Because it doesn't make sense to sign up for something and then you don't pay for it.
Exactly, because then it screws you over. Then it
Yeah.
screws you over. Absolutely, I completely understand. Well, guys, great show. Thank you so much for appearing on Christmas Eve.
I want to shout out my sister. It's her birthday.
Oh, great! Happy birthday! I would sing, but we have horrible voices. And so, just so you know, because of our viewership, we are now able to run ads on YouTube TV. So I have started to do that. James, I created an ad for you.
I took care of you before I even saw the invoice.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. But I started running it this week. I hope it works out. And I hope it's something that, we can do. It pays off, and, we can do it monthly. I think it'll work. YouTube
you want to
TV.
record on Friday?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. But yeah, for sure. And like I said, 80 million people have YouTube TV. So I think you can do it for $25 to $30 a day and do it for a full week, or you can load it up and try to do it for 3 days a week. Okay. So I'm trying it out for the full week to see the benefit of it. You can choose, you want it to air in prime time, you want it to air on network TV. That's perfect. And it's just a great opportunity to have, but we got the viewership thanks to you guys and the hard work you put in doing this show. The show has exploded in viewership the last few weeks, and I appreciate your contributions to it. Razul, you saw your show. Your show did phenomenal. I mean, 24,000 viewers. That's just on YouTube alone. That was great.
No, that was pretty good. That was cool.
So we're going in the right direction, and I think that it's a tool that you can use, that Ashley can use if she's meeting with small businesses to get sponsorships, because you can offer them advertising, and it's highly targeted. So mention that, and I think that'll help you bring in more sponsorship money. And if I have to come there and do the raffle myself, I'll do it.
All right.
Just give me an air mattress. But
all right.
Fresh, thank you again. Your knowledge and wise leadership has been great for the show, and the explosion we've had in viewership has been great. We're the number one business show in really from here to Buffalo right now, which is incredible. That's not syndicated or anything. And we provide good business advice. People have been very happy. People have been actively asking questions, which is great to see. So I just wanted to thank all of you for Nedvonne Young, Fresh CEO, FreshFold Laundry Co. James Whitfield, Luther James Insurance. Please contact him. And Razul Wallace, House of Changes, Scott Lewis Real Estate. He's doing a great job with his project in Norwich. I am Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Just drink some eggnog. Down south, we have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob. Julius trains offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments across the country and also go to college showcase camps. Proud to say they were undefeated at every tournament they attended. Every college showcase camp, a member of the Trench Mob was offered a college scholarship. He's in Decatur, Georgia. If you want to work with the best, work with the Trench Mob, www.battleofthetrenches.com. We have Nedvonne Young, FreshFold Laundry Company, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. high-end laundry service. They have you book online. You put your laundry out in a clear plastic bag. They pick it up, wash, dry, fold it for you at Land Speed Records. And they also have an online subscription model, weekly or bi-weekly. They offer now a pickup and delivery service, so you can have your laundry done without leaving the comfort of your own home. Again, washed, dried, and folded for you and returned to you within 48 hours. They also have an expedited service. They have deals for college students in the area as well. Check out their website, myfreshfold-laundry.com. We also have James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. For the last 3 years, James has dedicated himself to the art of financial planning. He specializes in insurance policies, mainly life insurance. He will make you a boatload of money, and he will do so tax-free. He understands the stress that comes with retirement planning. How much do I need? For how long? Do we have enough? Because fear of the unknown is real. To connect with James, you can go to his website, www.lutherjamesinsurance.com. Finally, we have Rob Hill of R. Hill Enterprises, Inc. Rob is an accomplished author. He is a speaker, and he also is an insurance mastermind, along with being a minister. Rob will put you in the right insurance plan for you. He understands the constraints and the rules that go with insurance, but he makes sure that you ask the right questions so you get the right answers. His main objective is to pull people's heads out of the sand, because that is what we're dealing with currently. To connect with Rob, you can message him on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, or go to his website, rhillenterprisesinc.com. Again, he also does speaking engagements. He is a phenomenal insurance agent out of Chicago, Illinois, and you should contact him for any advice, even if you don't want to work with him.